this is your standpoint. Once again, I'm really happy to be here hosting this show, and I'm also delighted to be having these two guests, young people in our studio. Let me start by introducing them, giving them a warm welcome, and we start by my right side and giving him time to introduce himself.
Well, thank you so much for the time given. I'm called Moral Kabisa. I'm a student at the University of Burundi. I'm doing political sciences and international relations. So apart from that, I'm an English teacher and I like learning. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother. And I also have another brother here on my left side. He can also have his time.
Oh, thank you very much. My our name is Valentin Hatultimana. Also, I finished my academic studies. I was there at the University of Burundi, but nowadays I've already taken the end my studies. Nowadays I'm just doing professional internship in my profession, which is journalism.
Well, that's pretty amazing. You can hear that we have two young people who have follow their studies at the University of Burundi. Those who are initiated, we call them Abapwale. If you are not Burundian, I'm not sure you're going to understand, but let us go deep to the, straight to the topic, and today we're talking about life. You can understand that they are finishing their studies, so we wonder what they become tomorrow. So is life predictable? Here in Burundi, we have a lifespan of 62 years or 3 years, you know. And we remember back in some years, we had like less than 50 years, which means today we are somehow evolving. People can, you know, believe that they can live longer. So we just have to ask ourselves as well if they are really living in good conditions. That's also another question. So we wonder today, if you look at somebody's actions or habits, can you know what this person will become tomorrow? Can you predict your life, Brother Mohed?
Well, thank you so much for the floor given. On that topic, I would say that life is predictable, to some extent. The reason why I'm saying this is because I think for the 70%, life can be predictable, because there are things in life that are out of our control. But for me, I think that we shouldn't put our focus on what we don't have control over. But since the 70%, according to me, that we having control over, I think they are the ones that we should be basing ourselves on. Let's take an example of, it all starts with a person's dreams or purpose, discovering who you are and what you want to become in life. And then from that time, you start taking, action, based on the picture that you have for your life. For example, suppose that I am a teenager who is still discovering himself, and then in the process, he just come out to discover his purpose in life, and then he decides, okay, I want to become a journalist, for example. So from that time, you just make a plan. This is a picture of a person that I want to become, and then you start asking yourself, what can I start doing now to become that person that I want to become in the future? So it is from that time that you maybe start, conducting researches on the journalists that have succeeded in your career, people who have inspired, journalists who have inspired the world, and, you start learning from them. Of course, once you've done that, you can go to schools, that, teaches, journalism, so that you can keep, cultivating yourself, making sure that every action that you're taking is making you, get closer to the dream that you have. However, when you've done all of that, you may come across different challenges. Maybe you find yourself that you are in a country whereby journalists, are not were welcomed. You know, some are maybe being controlled by the government. You know, countries where you find that there is no freedom of speech. So these may be included in those 30% that I've, you know, talked about, those things that you don't have control over. But, you know, nobody can stop it. Okay, you just need to focus on what you have control over, and the rest, you know, is just in God's hands. That's what I can say about it.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your answer. So let me first of all listen to my brother Valente too, and we'll get back to you shortly. Brother Valente, is life predictable to you as well?
Life, especially, I can say that life is not predictable. Why? Because I can say that life is changeable. I can say what we say destiny. A destiny is not a matter of a choice, but it's a matter of a chance. A destiny, you can just choose something. You can choose that I will be this man, I will be this, I will be a millionaire or a billionaire in the future. But because you haven't just a chance of being a millionaire, or for the will of God, everything that you've chosen can be changeable for you. That's why saying that life is predictable sometimes can be somehow complicated for some, because you know, even in life, there are some times that we choose something to follow or to come along with, but because of just different challenges that we came across, or just we are coming across with it, you can find that you fail in that action. Normally, we have to understand that even failure can exist in what you chose to be in. Yeah, failure can exist because we ourselves, we choose something to follow or to come along with, but there is a plan of Almighty God. Yeah, life is somehow changeable. You can choose to be a journalist, as is said, but due to the fact that you haven't the chance, or is not your destiny, of course, can be somehow complicated for you, and you can see or you can find yourself in trouble or in beyond the success. That is that I can say about the subject.
Thank you very much for that amazing reply, and I will have to be able to confront your ideas, which is not something very easy. Anyways, I have to go about it, and I just want to ask Moret. You said you don't have to care about the 30% remaining, because what you need to focus on your purpose, what you need to focus on your dreams. So, what can prevent somebody to fall in those 30% rather than following the 70% where he has chances to get to his dreams or to get to what he wants in life?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm totally against, with what, he was saying. I'm not saying that everything is predictable, but, we need to just focus on the 70% that I think, we have control over. Suppose that you have kids, okay, who are just growing up, and then you start, telling them that, everything is in God's hand and you don't need to do anything, to just knowing what you want to become in life, setting goals for your life, because, as they say that you can't, if you don't know where you're going, you can't even know, any road will take you there, that's what they say, okay? For me, there are two ways, as Albert Einstein has said, there are two ways of living life, your life. One as though everything is miracle, and the other one as though nothing is miracle. So by this, I think we should understand that we have the responsibility of initiating, okay? Initiating, some things, that's, which we can help us to take action, to just get where we want to get. But if we decide to just, leave everything in the air, thinking that, things we fall from heaven, I think in that way we'll be wrong. We just need to make sure that we are doing something that, helps us, get closer to our dreams. And another thing that I would like to just talk about is that, the problem is that, in these, especially in these parts of the world, I mean, the African continent, that's where it gets, difficult, because if you try to look at in these European countries or just, these Western countries, that's where you find that they start, they discover, talents, in kids from their young age. You just find that once you take them to school, and then you find that they are interested in maybe playing football. The other one is, he reads books, he spends hours reading books. The other one is, doing this or that. From that young age, they just, help them to orient them, in the field that, they really like, or just the things that they are talented in. And then they help them develop that. So this is really something interesting, but which is not found, most of the time on the African continent. You just find that young people they are having difficulties of, pursuing their dreams, not because they don't have them, but they don't have, they did not find themselves in a place where their talents are being developed, to be pushed. That's it.
Well, thank you very much. You didn't reply to my question, but I will get back to it. Please make sure that's the one that you're going to reply, because now you were kind of answering or disagreeing with what he was saying. But I just want also to have his say, his take on what you were saying. Like, when we cannot predict our future, does it mean that we have to stay idle, or we have also to do something, and then maybe we just reserve the future to our Lord?
But remember that there are some people who even chose their future, but they failed. They failed because they didn't really plan very well.
Now you're changing. It's not matter. It's matter of not planning very well. It was a matter of the environment or something else from outside, not inside.
Doesn't work.
But it can be matter of chance, not matter of choice. It can be matter of chance.
Well,
that's what we wanna
not
hear.
being lucky, of course. Yeah, not being lucky.
How would you rate, the percentages, of chances in life?
Let him come. Let him, come with his own arguments, his own ideas.
Okay,
and maybe
let me push on. Let me push on then. I was saying that it can be matter of just not being lucky, not being lucky in it especially, because I can be, as I've told you, I can be with the idea of just developing things or just realizing even different projects. But because of I can say that I'm not fit of doing it myself. I can fail. I can fail because, even it depends upon of what you have so that you can realize what you are going to do. Especially because if I'm I haven't enough money, for instance, for realizing my project or just putting on the way of my dreams that I have, I can fail. So in that point then, I was saying that it's not a matter of choice, but it's a matter of chance. About percentage that I can put on the chance, I can say that there are different persons or just many persons who got what to do depending on the chance, especially because even God, we know that in different commandments of God's, there is some I can say that we are sometimes we are lucky or depending on the chance that we gained from our parents, especially because there are families which they have already prepared everything to their children, if I'm from there in the countryside and I know that my parents or my family, they are so poor, for instance, they are so poor they can't give me everything that I need, I can manage myself how to plan my future life. Do you understand me?
Yes, sure.
But I can't compare myself with the one who is from the rich family, especially those families and which they have different things. I can to know myself that I'm from there in the just the family which is under my or needs that I need, and I can control myself that I'm going to do the best so that I can arrive or I can reach my goal.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's why I was saying that predicting the future or just choosing what to become in a future life can depend on where you are from. Also depending on the chance that you have, because I can have the dreams of just being, for instance, a journalist, but because of not being eager or being paying much attention of it, I can fail in life despite that I was really intending to be a journalist, or I wanted to be a journalist in my future life. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Brother Valentin, for raising such a point of people coming from maybe poor family, which is, joining my previous question that asked Brother Moret. I was asking, what are maybe those setbacks, or those elements or those factors that we may find in the 30% that may push someone or may pull somebody to fall into the not achieving his life as he predicted. Maybe he had a blueprint, or maybe he doesn't even have a blueprint. Depending on where he's coming from, he doesn't even know how to to go about it. So, what are them or what are they? I just want to know. Do people have the same chance to predict their life?
Thank you. Before I answer to your question, I'd like to just make a comment on what he came from saying. I'm not saying that, chances, do not exist. I'm just saying that, we shouldn't put much focus on that, because that's the kind of mindset that is killing young people today. They just say that, I don't have to do anything. I just have to just, expect, keep on living my life and then expect, any good thing coming from nowhere. I have a friend of mine, he's a young man, he's still in his 20s, and, he come from a middle-income family, he doesn't pay for the rent, he doesn't pay for his school fees, he doesn't want to study, he's eating for free, he's getting even, some amount of money per month, and this has created, this has put him in a comfort zone, whereby he just, feel like staying forever. And sometime I address, to him and tell him, why can't you go out and start, university? Why can't you be developing a skill? Why can't you be doing something, to add value on yourself? Because you shouldn't, keep, expecting everything from your parents or just from your brothers and sisters. Suppose that, it stops suddenly and you find yourself that you're no longer getting these things from them. So what can you do? Don't you see that you can find yourself in troubles? And then he tell me, I will surprise you. I will, you'll be astonished. That's what he'd like to tell me, He even gives me examples of people who find themselves in all of a sudden, their life has changed, they didn't do anything. This is what has, conquered his mind, saying that, I shouldn't, start doing something because I know that life it's all about, God's help. I don't have to do anything. They say that success is when preparation meets opportunity. It means that yes, you don't know where the opportunity may come from, but at least you should be doing something. That's where I keep, emphasizing the point I keep emphasizing on, because you shouldn't stay like that, saying that everything will come from nowhere.
He's not saying that. He's not saying that. He's
'cause
saying sometimes you can be doing something, but referring to your background,
Yes.
you might not be able to predict your life, not be able to achieve your dreams.
Yes.
He's not saying you stay idle, you stay lazy, you stay in your comfort zone.
Well,
you are doing whatever you can,
yes.
but at the end of the day, you don't make it.
That's it. I really understand that, because I like to say that in this life there are many mysteries for sure. For example, there are things that we didn't choose, like where the family in which to be born in. Our parents, the countries. All of us, if we had to choose the country in which we're supposed to be born in, I think everyone would choose, these, big countries and developed countries. But that's the thing that you don't have control over, the 30% that I've been talking about. Coming back to your question about the setbacks, these are things that no one have, control over, like death. Like, you may get an accident. You may, miss money to push your studies. You may, be imprisoned simply because you are in a country where, the passion that you're following is not, cannot be well exercised. You may have a dream of becoming a pilot, but you find that it's really expensive. So in that case, what you do, you just need to be realistic and say, maybe if it happens, that I get a chance of maybe getting someone to pay for me, for my studies, I do it. But apart from that, I may be doing something else, to just prepare myself based on, the environment in which I'm living in. Yes.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Brother Valentin, so you were saying, life is not predictable. We cannot know what will become tomorrow. You may be willing to become a millionaire or billionaire, but you not be able to make it. So according to you, we don't have to have dreams. We don't have to have passion. So how can we maybe, plan for our life? Can we just, wait and do whatever comes to our way?
All right, a good question. I can really say that I didn't stand on the position of not just choosing what to become in the future, but we have to choose it. But remember, sometimes we can realize different activities in life, but we have just to analyze which things or which among of what I'm doing is really my favorite one, or is really just my lucky action or my lucky profession that I would really follow with all my heart. The question or the problem of choosing is a great matter among especially we ourselves, just the young generation, today's young generation, because I can try to realize or just to realize different projects, and I find that there are some who are not just good for me, or just I can fail in it, and I can follow what is really good for me, or what is really what I can say that what I'm good at doing. Yeah, that is then I could do, just say among the questions that you were asking me.
Don't you see that there is a lack of self-esteem or lack of confidence in what you are choosing? Because you're saying you have to choose what is matching up with your power, with maybe your strength, or with your abilities, but it's as if there's something doubtful about it. You are not really sure you're going to make it. Don't you see that as a reason to fail already?
Okay, all right. But as I told you, if you follow something and you find that is not your choice, or it's not your favorite one, you can write it. You can just write it down. You can say I'm off, or I'm over it. Because in life you can't follow what you are not able to follow, or you can't realize what you are not able to realize. You have to choose the one that you are able to, or just to think of what you can be able to realize, not depending on anyone also, even though can happen, not depending on anyone else. You have to choose what can be more reliable for you so that you can't really fail again. That is.
Well, just in 1 minute, Morel, what are maybe the ways somebody can use to really focus on the 70% you talked about, so somebody can really predict his future and avoid the other odds that may, prevent him from getting to his dreams?
Well, the first thing that should be done for someone to predict his future, just making sure that he's getting close to his dreams or purpose. The first thing is to find, your passion or just the talent, the area in which you are talented in. That's the first thing. The reason why I'm saying this is because once you've discovered your talent, it will be easy for you to exercise it. This is something which is already in you, and when you even be performing or when you be exercising your gift, it will be people will notice that you have something different from those who are just doing it just to make ends meet. Okay. The second thing is to just focus on developing it. Okay. Once you've discovered it, you just have to start, taking action to just develop that. Maybe it can be maybe reading, studying, and make sure that every single day you are doing something that helps you to get closer to your dream. And the problem with many young people is that I think we overestimate what can be done tomorrow, and we underestimate what could be done yesterday. It means every single day we just need to focus that we just need to focus on the small thing that can be done. Even though they are small, make sure that every single day you are doing something that can help you to get to your dream. And the third one, you just need to surrender. Relax, and God will make a way. That's what I can say about that.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I was a little bit, I don't know, how can I say? Yeah, saying, you have to, sometimes we talked about past and future and a present in the middle. It's fine. Let's go. It's fine. I
right.
see we're running out of time, so let's listen from Brother Valance, also 1 minute, telling us, what then can young people do when they really miss what they were looking for? I mean, when they're not able to predict their life, what can they then do?
Right. First thing to do is just to guess or to think about what you are today, because not thinking of what has passed, the future, right? But thinking of today and tomorrow, because what passed is a mystery, is just a future, has already gone. But today is a gift that we have today, a gift from God, because we've arrived on that day. And the future life is somehow a mystery. Have just to prepare where the mystery that we have, because the future is a mystery. Yeah, today is a gift that we've given by God. That's why we call it present. But to prepare for a future, the things that we will do tomorrow, we have to think of it deeply. We have to think of it deeply so that we can see that we can realize it in a good way and a good condition. That's all.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Valentin, for your bright answer. So I just want to ask Murray, because I see he has something to add, just in 30 seconds, please.
Well, just the message that I would like to address to young people today is that, I think the problem with young people today, we keep focusing on, on the past, what we don't have control over. Just we should take time to think about the 70% that, I've talked about from the beginning. the ones that we have control over. This is what will lead us to just focus on the gift that we have, which is, today. The problem that many young people have is that they overestimate what can be done tomorrow, and they over-exaggerate what can be done, what was done yesterday, and they underestimate what can be done today. To mean that they should make every day count, making sure that they are doing their best, to take action, even though they are small, but make sure that those actions are taking them closer to their dreams. Thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate so much you coming up with a small correction. As I told you, I was a little bit confused when talking about the past and the future. So now people can see the light. And I just want to appreciate and thank our viewers, those who are watching BNP today. I hope you got something from this show. You can draw some of the ideas that you don't have to sit idle, that you don't have to stay in your comfort zone, that you have to, take those little actions and believe that tomorrow will be, better for you. So life is not really predictable, but at some extent, as you could see, you could hear it, it's hard, but you can make it. Believe in yourself, follow your dreams, follow your passion. You will see yourself where you want to be. Ciao, bye.